Of the Underground Podcast. Now I'm going to sit here and explain what this is because it's going to be pretty not normally, well, it's pretty easy to explain. What is the Underground Podcast? Well, did you know that the truthful news used to be that people were afraid to talk about was called Underground News? Oh, that's sinking here. Yeah, it was basically underground news to a degree, where people were going to tell you the truth no matter how ugly it is. That's basically what you're going to find here. I will have usually guests to people shuffling in. I will put a Discord link into the server in the chat here, which will basically invite to the domain that I have set up. So, with the invite, you are welcome to the Underground Podcast setup area, which basically, in a nutshell, is if you want an idea of what to talk about, or you have an idea of what to talk about, or anything of the above, you're welcome in the server anytime to basically discuss that. It's basically so simplistic that it would be hard not to miss. That, my friends, is the Discord link to the server. Okay? It's simplistic as heck. It's ideas for the server. Well, not ideas for the server. It's literally podcast ideas. What you would like to see, what you would like to hear, da 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 da. There you go. Do you want to be a guest? Da 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 da. I can set it up. Basically, the podcasts will be Monday to Friday. Usually 2 hours long. On my time, it would be 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Assuming nothing comes up, okay? Use only BC if you're in here, if you want to be set up to become a guest on here, and we can try to set it up. Only time will not air is basically if something happens to me in IRL, or any other people that I have planned or something, and we'll work around that. So we will stay in touch. That's basically how that'll go. Now, do any of you all enjoy politics? Any of the dark side of the news? That's what I'll be talking about. You remember the Great Honking? I'll be talking about the Great Honking. I'll be talking about pretty much everything under the sun undergoing politicalness. As you saw on the description, the Mad Reviewer is dead. Okay? The Mad Reviewer. Kiyoma's still here. Kyo is still here. I hung up the white lab coat. Okay? The white lab coat is no more. I am simply just Kiyoma to Kiyo at this point. Whether you want to stay or come in is basically up to you, because it's basically going to be semi-news thing. Now, I will not be regurgitating most everything you usually hear, because that's stupid. I actually will try to have a range of topics to cover, because that makes life interesting. So, the more interesting, the better. And the one thing I want to enjoy is your feedback. If you come in here and you don't like what I'm saying, I'd love to hear your opinion, because then it's more critical thinking. Lord knows we could use some critical thinking in here. If you look at episode 2, you kind of see how that went. We had an argument to debate on what side was right and wrong on our beliefs, which is pretty good to talk about in general. I mean, who doesn't love those kind of conversations? I mean, you can go, well, I don't believe in that thing there. I mean, these kind of conversations make life interesting. And they're called critical thinking gnostics. For example, if I don't agree with something in the school system, I'll more likely talk about it. Lord knows there's some stuff that people should talk about, nay. If I don't like whatever previous or current presidencies, I'll bring that stuff up. The Discord server in that I put the link in there is basically your invite to join the Discord server, shoot down ideas, and also be able to DM me correctly. In other words, you'll be able to DM me and contact me on the fly. Well, not on the fly, when I well, you know what I mean. A direct message me, and those who used to like talk to me on other ones, now you have a way to talk to me. Okay, you have my number. So it's the best of semi I can give you of both worlds of the four. Man, I can't always give you cake and eat it too. That's almost impossible in today's society. Which, as much as we would want it, I think it would be nice, but hey. There's that. But tell me, do you like news? Do you like hearing this interesting side of me? Because, I mean, I know I brought a whole bunch of interesting sides out within the past three last episodes. They were interesting. I will have guests come in here regularly, okay? That's the dang given. It has to have guests. If I'm repeating something, my bad. This isn't meant to be serious. It's meant to be basically telling you what's going on. I will still be able to read you live on air, you know, ongoing times. Oh crud, there's a bug. Hey Brandon. Welcome to the Underground Podcast, here to tell you the truth no matter how ugly it is. On a political spectrum and all ends of the different spectrums. Oh yes, I used to use the term spectrum. People want to usually use the term spectrum for different things. I'm going to use it to different opinions. Why, thank you, but yes, the Underground Podcast is literally telling you what days of weeks I will be live, Keith. I will have multiple guests coming on here. If you get to see there, it's basically to help you figure out date, how to contact me on direct messages, and stuff like that. And what ideas you would like for the Underground Podcast. As I stated earlier, the Underground Podcast, Keith, is literally underground news. News that the mainstream doesn't like you to hear. If you want to come in and disagree with my opinions and ideologies, that's fine. I'd love to hear them. Different opinions are always great to hear. Thus make critical thinking conversations. Where both parties have to use their brain. I mean, how many of us wish we could have
all NCPD subcons. Suspected
good conversations without yelling matches? Oh, that's fine, Keith. That is totally fine.
Olga Elizabeth Longmead, wanted for kidnapping and first-degree murder, 2 counts. NC authorities have posted a reward for neutralizing the threat in that area.
Now, when I do this, I'll probably pick a simple game like this, where I don't have to make it just do multi-side quests. Rumble is where I'll be with all my main review stuff. That's gaming and stuff. Now, I will still guest host on, say, like John's channel. I'm gonna be there, but I won't be dual live streaming because, and I probably won't talk politicalness unless he asks me. Now, if he wants to come here and talk political and somebody thinks it's fine, that's fine. Hell, I'd love him to talk about the insanity of Florida. And why people have those opinions, because multiple opinions on multiple things are great to hear, I believe. I mean, who would love to hear diverse thinking? Anybody else? So yeah, I'll guest host you, and if you want to come in on the Discord, feel free. Well, job was completed. Yes, Keith, diverse thinking is good. And that is what I would love to hear here on the Underground Podcast. This is basically episode 0, which should be the start of it. And I think the thumbnail says it all. I hung up the lab coat. I'll basically be this. Like you saw the past 3 podcasts, you saw those suckers were just diverse. And different forms of thinking, which are good. I'd love to bounce off the walls of viewers. So Keith, would you like to hear diverse thinking, different opinions, politics from all the above? Hell, I'll even cover movies if they have diverse on if they're bad. Like, let's say we talked about The Matrix 4 and all that stuff on the very first one. And now I said, well, there's some good to it, and there's just a lot of bad. Now, I'm not going to stick just straightly to just regurgitating news, like I said before, Keith, to some who may not hear it. If I'm sounding repeating, it's because I don't know how long you're going to tune in, and all the above. And I've basically got a ticking timer on this sucker. Not 2 hours. No, it's literally just going to be another 15 or so minutes. Me just trying to diversify and tell you what you think. Because like last time, I talked about the great honking. I could talk about Pelosi. I could talk about many things in the States. I love to hear what people's views of different countries are right now. Russia, blah, 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 blah. You know the thing. Well, that's great, Keith, because I'll tell you what, the Underground Podcast is with who you heard yesterday come in here. The rights activist who knows the rights will know that. I know things from the legal standpoint, mostly legal, and what you can do. If you want to ask me a question on, well, if I'm in this situation, if we can help you, we will. I'm not saying take our advice with a grain of salt. I'm literally just saying, hey, you know, there's that. That seems shady. Why don't you try doing this trick? I'm not your lawyer, but it doesn't mean I can't give people advice. The Discord server, again, is a Discord server where shoot me ideas. I'm willing to listen to you. And a way to get in direct contact with me. As I said before, the VC area is where we'll talk to you, find out what we need to set up if StreamYards. Oh, thank you on watching that. I mean, I knew I talked about historical events or whatever. If you want me to talk about certain historical events like World War II, boy, that's one podcast I have planned for that I can tell you from a perspective of the Polish side. And the difference between the correct thing and the right thing. A Picard and a Cisco. I'll get into even where that term comes from in one of these one if need be. What you've heard me say yesterday, well, I take it you're more of a Picard than a Cisco. Exactly, John. Destroyed of modern textbooks. What you saw on the train. If you want to come in here, but notice, you shouldn't dual stream because basically YouTube is trying to destroy people that talk about stuff like this. So, it's better to come on the little guy's channel like me and do this. Also, no, if you try to blow up my podcast YouTube, I will just come back like a freaking cockroach and in a different channel and do the exact same damn thing. Here to give you the news, no matter how ugly it is. Are you serious, John? That crazy woman is still going at it after a night of sleep? Good God, what was she snorting? So, she definitely didn't take the red pill or the blue pill, but somewhere between. Well, let me give you an idea. I wrote down last night with who you see in the Discord server, the device, of stuff that we will talk about here. I have a bullet point list. Let me give it down here. So this should give you a good idea of what you should tune in for, of what topics you can come in for, and this, of how deep down the rabbit hole we will go. Because let me tell you, I'm going to go down so far to the rabbit hole, it'll be enjoyable. Great, so she bought 3 large bottles. That's gotta be great, John. Well, at least you'll be back in your own home domain soon. Hopefully. Alright, Here's a checklist. The checklist that I have going on. Censorship, prison system, Chinga, 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 Chinga. Mandates, the great honking, the biasness of YouTube, copy wrong, movies and music. I would love to hear like other people's opinions on this. Wokeness, the stocks, the concept of the euro dollar, or world dollar, war, fifth generational warfare, the right and left, gun rights, Dr. Fauci, you know, Corona thing, Trump versus Biden, the red wave, who you should vote for on a local level, the school system, if we were to become a serf nation, the Senate, wasting of funds, the college system, how the system is broken, what is a system, the border problem, healthcare, mainstream news and biased, Joe Rogan, Netflix, nuclear fire, North Korea, old rocket man, Esping, Harvey Esping, civil rights. Let's just say the riots of 2020, Hillary and Bill Gates, Trump supporters versus a zealot supporter of his, Biden's Leave No Man Behind, World War II, etc. The Queen of England and Canada. There's two other ones. Joe Biden himself, freedom of speech, the problems of picking a side, and let me tell you this, the first true episode that I have planned, which will probably be next week, is Illinois and the corruption of it. Another episode which I will need your help on, John, is Florida. Yeah, Florida. That is a list of what all topics I have currently in the bracket to talk about. On the Discord, when you join it, put down a topic that you would like to hear. Lord knows people would love to hear something else. Now, John's, on the other hand, his thing is basically where you'll go to hear gaming and stuff like that. Now, I could tell you what I can do, John, to help you out on this if I ever get PSN Plus again, and if you ever decide to do a dual thing. I won't stream it, but I'll be watching your chat, and I'll basically be playing with you live. Which basically means there won't be a live in on my end, but I'll be able to play with you on your end, so you'll just be able to yell at me through the voice chat. Because we still have RE6 to get through at some point. In other words, we'll have to work around the schedule to get that done. So, the white lab coat's hung up. All this is here. I believe you have a gist of what you will be getting yourself into. Tell me, are these opinions that you would like to hear? Because they gotta be enjoyable subjects. Well, good, Keith. I hope you're tuned in and spread the word around that the Underground Podcast, as I said, will be weekdays. Basically, Monday to Friday, 2 hours long a pop. 6 p.m. my time to 8 p.m. my time. Assuming nothing happens in IRL. Or if we're running a little late, there is. By the end of it, why I said if it may go a little over is because I gotta give a shout out. Like you say, Keith here, John here, all of the above. And the Discord server to join it is at the very top. And that is where you can shoot ideas to tell me what you think. And direct message me, because I know people have wanted to try to direct message me ever since I nuked the Place of Madness. Now, the Place of Madness and that one where that goes, that's one where you'll have to DM me privately and get in a group DM and blah, 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 blah. Because I don't want to talk about that live on air because this is a really, really long subject. And this is a news place, not a drama channel. Oh, and don't expect me to be quartering and crap. You want an Asian man shooting his mouth off talking about the news and everything, you got it. Along with a few other people. And as I said, with that thing, if you want to be a guest, I'll try to set it up. Hell, I'll even try to set up StreamYard. but that will be a beast in itself trying to set up. But I'm pretty sure I can get a StreamYard stream going to make it easier for people who don't have PSN to go there. That's another thing I needed to say. So if you don't have PSN, so you don't have to worry about like this, you're gonna have the StreamYard little thing that people see like there. The cuckering, the quartering, yeah. I'm not gonna be sitting here talking Brie Larson and all this stuff because I don't expect to get paid. What I would like you to do is go to the Rumble channel that's right on my thing. There you'll see the videos that you want to see that you used to see when I was over the top, except I'm not the Mad Reviewer. I am First Chest Knight Phantom, basically wearing a kimono and completely different. That's the channel where I'll look like a jackass on video format, which people tend to like. But I have always had a passion for history and politics and all this other stuff, but I always wasn't afraid to talk about it, but if it was asked my opinion about it, I would talk about it and rant on it. I mean, Lord knows anybody who busted it could tell I would talk about the stupidity of certain things. Whoop, I just figured out I flied. Whoopsie. Did I just memory wipe this poor soul?
Hello? God damn! You done fucked up!
Thank you. I was hoping to have Angry Joe remark, "You fucked it up." See, at least here I can cause a little anarchy. Which is kind of one of the reasons why I enjoy this. No! I don't want to get in a car. So, now you all know what to expect. The coat has been hung up. No, that's fine, Keith. You enjoy your games. As I said, anybody who likes to enjoy games and all that other stuff, that's good on you. I actually like people that enjoy stuff like that, which is good. And poor John having to listen to a lady that's still all night long yelling about society, that has to be horrifying. But you also now have a Discord and now how to get a hold of me. Basically, well, not get a hold of me, but direct message me. Which is probably a lot easier because people before I'd gone pretty ghosted. So, yeah. Well, that's good. Also, just to make things news, if you do bring up a game or something you enjoy in the chat, I'm willing to answer that too. But as I said, mostly news. Share the Discord link around, that should be going up to anybody that wishes to find a way to get on the Underground Podcast. do know this is mostly political news and all other stuff like involving politics and real-world ongoing events. Hell, I'll even cover some acronym groups if need be. Lord knows the next episode of the Underground Podcast is me talking about the corruption of Illinois, a state I live in. And talking about how many bloody corrupt governors I've had to live through. That ought to be interesting to anybody. Because you're going to go, wow, I didn't know Illinois was that corrupt. And I'm going to look at you and go, oh yeah, Illinois got a lot of dirt on it. Which usually tends to shock most people. Oh, I'll bring in even up if you want, Keith, in the Discord. If you want me to talk about PETA, I will research PETA and talk about PETA even. If it is literally political related, the Underground News place will fact check it, look into it, find what we can find, even real live events that are currently going on, like the Great Honking. We will report to you everything on it, Monday to Friday. Because basically, I don't know if I'll start Monday because I've done 3 days in a row. It'll probably be Tuesday to Friday, or maybe Monday. But the first actual episode that we'll be covering in Deep Talk Turkey is Illinois. Yes, if you don't like animal rights and all that stuff, do put down in the ideas of the Discord that opinion. That'll be great. Anything you find, Keith or John or anything like that, that you go in that Discord, you put down on podcast ideas. If you feel you want to be enjoyed, if you have PSN or any of the above, or you want to try to do it with the what's it called? StreamYards, I'll try that stuff, because we're gonna cover everything under the sun, and I'll make sure to have plenty of guests with diverse opinions, because God, am I tired of stuff not being talked about in this world. You want YouTube drama? There's plenty of other people out here that have that covered. I mean, Young Defiant fanboys, every other fanboyisms that you can get, the Phantom Menace. I know a few people that cover that subject real well. And I think every one of those people would love to rip somebody a new one. Via even internet YouTube drama. Oh great, I've got more people fluxing in. That is true, Keith. I mean, what is this, what is that, what is this, what is that? PETA, we'll look into the PETA as well. That's a damn good subject to look into. Is there anybody else that has currently jumped in that, as I said, Underground Podcast is literally underground news that no one wants to talk about, that will talk about the ugly side of truth, no matter how ugly it is. All up to opinions. Because open-minded opinions is whatever. And like I said, if you ask a question, I'll usually be right on it. For example, Keith just said he finds the practices counterproductive towards PETA, which, right on it. Anybody got anything else? I think I got like 3 to 4 minutes left. Oh, there's the cards. Ah, no. Hello, Kage. Communities and stuff like that. I'm like, if you're going to have history lessons like that, that's not it. I don't do history lessons anymore on YouTube stuff. We're going full blown into the political land. So, like, Kage, if you don't like anything on Democratical side to Republican side, you're more than welcome to hop in here next week or whatever to literally tell me your opinion of why you hate the specific side, and I would love to hear it. I even gave you a list. We got Trump supporters and zealot Trump supporters, the Queen of England, espion North Korean, Joe Rogan, mainstream media, the border problem, a broken system, college system, wasted fund money, Trump versus Biden, old Corona, fifth generation warfare, and a lot of other stuff, Kage, I'm willing to talk about. If you want to jump in here come next week or after the Illinois episode, be my guest, and if you have any political divisive opinions, feel free to come in here. Because I would love to hear them. Yes, I will even talk about the two-party system. Oh my god. You can go, this is madness! No, this is politics. Because the white coat's hung up, I'm just a normal Kioma in a black suit and normal clothes. Willing to tell the truth no matter how ugly. But I don't want to cover YouTube drama like I used to. There's plenty of other people that can do that. And you know, and pretty most people are good at that just as I am. I want to start going by one of the biggest passions I have, which is politics to history. Because if there's one guy that's a walking history book, I actually got told one time in a Call of Duty stream, like, dude, you know so much on the Sykes-Picot Agreement involving how Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, Call of Duty 4 went. Why don't you just teach history or talk with that? And I'm just like, I'll put that under consideration. So there we go. Got a few minutes left. Anybody any closing statements or whatever? The tavern is Okage. The Discord thing is opened. It's a way to direct DM me or something you would like me to cover political related. It's at the very top. It's free to join in and all that other stuff. Basically, like I said, the rules are pretty simple. Tell me how you want to guest, what kind of topic you want, and the time and date and what we'll cover. Fairly simple. Okay. Thank you, Keith. Oh, wait. Nothing more I can think of right now. Thank you, Keith Basket for topping in. Shadow Devil Soul Reaper for popping in. Emperor John Kill 3D for popping in. And my usual spam person. And myself. I thank all of you for popping in on the basically episode 0, which should have been the very 0 beginning of this all. To explain what this podcast is, I give you days of weeks, and I have given you a Discord server if you need to direct contact me as available. Until then, I will see you all come maybe Monday or Tuesday, as I said before, on talking about the corruption of Illinois, and wow, do I have a long topic to talk about that.